Good morning and welcome to At the Sharp End, a weekly business show brought to you by the Khemeia Network, where we discuss topics relating to small businesses, growth, and bringing new products to market. And today I've got our head of digital marketing on the show to join me, our very own Haroon Rashid. Welcome, Haroon.
Good morning, Ian. Thanks again for having me.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. It seems like a bit of a regular Monday morning occurrence now that we're doing a bit of a show together, or talking about something on a video chat. So today we're going to talk about finding new opportunities for business growth and where to find them. And I thought to start with, what would be really useful would be to talk about the three areas where you can find business growth. So we talk about these quite often, don't we, Haroon? The three areas are efficiency, the business model, and innovation. So let's kick off with efficiency and drive straight into that. Quite often, a business can grow because it's been growing, and what happens when you're a very small company, or you're going through boundary changes where your company's growing and it's getting harder and harder to manage, is you need to make business process improvements and improve the efficiency of the company. And we've seen this with a few clients, haven't we, Haroon, where they've managed to grow by word of mouth recommendation, and they've been doing very little in terms of promoting their business. And what they found is that actually they get to a point where they're not pushing their business enough to drive enough leads to grow fast, but also they haven't got the back office to be able to back it up. So, what are the ways that we can drive more efficiency, business process improvement, and how do you go about that? Well, Haroon, so you've been brought in on a few efficiency drives in improving marketing aspects for small businesses. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Well, mainly it's, as you say, it's very small things that can improve your efficiency. So it might be something from a process point of view. It might be something to do with your staff, streamlining processes. It might be just automating things. Like with marketing, for instance, you can save a lot of time with certain kind of apps like Buffer app or Hootsuite or whatever that can help automate things, schedule things out automatically, so you've got time to do other things. But as you say, people are in this kind of spiral almost, or a dead end, where they know, oh, well, we're only making a little bit of a gain here. It's not really getting us to that place where we want to grow. We're kind of just, doing that as opposed to that,
But yet, if you want to grow, it's crucially important to get those systems and processes right to allow you to get to that next step, isn't it?
It is, but as you say, it's like you've got to build a system or a process that's scalable, because when you grow, you've got to make sure that your systems are actually able to cope with that growth. And that's what a lot of people miss, and they underestimate, I think, how quickly they can grow, because like you've worked with some clients with like Growth Accelerator, for instance, where they've experienced a lot of growth quite quickly, and it's like, oh, crap, but it's a good job you gave them a system in the first place.
That's right, and it falls down, doesn't it? If you suddenly need to hire a load of people and you've not got a robust business process in place, then those people might come in, or you may have trouble hiring them in the first place if you want lots of people. But when you get them into the company, you've got to train them, and they've got to become part of the company and operate efficiently. And if you've not got a good process in place, well, you can't do that. It's very difficult to actually get people to do that, and that then leads to its own death spiral, because the management end up spending so much time trying to train people that it becomes counterproductive, and so you're not focusing on the business anymore. So that's the first area, and the second one is something we talk about a lot, which is the business model itself. So if you're selling a product or service, recognizing that you might be able to sell it in a better way, or recognizing the client need, and that the client could respond to a different way of buying your product or service, is a really good way. And there are lots of tools available to model that kind of thing, including the business model canvas, which we've talked about at length. And again, if you can use those tools, and you can figure out where the gaps are in the market, There's the doing what you're doing already better. There's selling what you've already got in a better way, or in a way that your clients are going to respond to you, or the customer, or the consumers will respond to you if you're in a B2C market. And then there's the other part, which is actually you're sat in there, you're modeling your business, you've got a range of products, and you realize that there's a massive opportunity that's aligned with what you do already, but you need to diverge a little bit. And so, you know, Haroon, we've seen this a few times with clients where they're selling one thing, but actually they realize because of their domain knowledge and because they're talking to their customers that they need to sell something else, so they need to diverge a little bit.
Absolutely, yeah. The business model canvas is a great, and we've said it before, it's a great visual tool, and it's really helpful. I mean, particularly for people like me, who I am a very visual person. If I can see it on a wall, and you can kind of see those opportunities, can't you? And you go, oh, well, we didn't realize you could actually do it that way, or you know, these opportunities just kind of come out, and it's just a lot easier to do that. And another thing I was going to say is that it's all well and good in theory to kind of have your business model canvas on the wall, but one thing that every business has to do is you have to get your company bought in to what you're doing. That's another thing, and that's what, you know, some clients can often miss sometimes. I've actually been called into meetings specifically, and they've said, all we want you to do is convince our staff that this is the way to go. It's so important, because they know that, well, we want to go over here, and we know that business growth can work, it looks great, but unless our staff are actually behind it, we can't actually do it. But the business model canvas is a great visual way to communicate this to the rest of your team and get them on board. Without it, you're probably going to be still in the same place.
And that's true, isn't it? If you're looking for new business and you're talking to clients, potential clients, networking opportunities where people might refer you into a new business, you've got to understand and be able to communicate what you do and what you can do, how you're going to deliver it, what it will cost, how long it will take, all those good things. You know, and I think when you're looking at diverging a business and bringing new niche products into a product line or into a service line, then it's really important to have that clarity of thought and understand from your perspective what it's going to bring, and understand from the client's perspective what it's going to bring. And it's pretty much guaranteed, isn't it, Haroon? When you first start out, you'll take that proposition, and it's pretty much guaranteed that you'll not end up with that proposition. It will change as you've talked to people.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I don't think I've ever had an instance where it has ended up that way, where you haven't had to make some sort of alteration. So.
And I think that's one of the big advantages of using that lean startup methodology, even in a growing business, because it encourages you to talk to your clients and test and measure and adapt, which is exactly what we do from an innovation point of view and a marketing point of view, etc., etc. So, so those are the first two areas. And the third area is bringing something brand new to bear, which could be a new business, or it could be a new type of service or product within your existing business, and that's around innovation, and that's really using your domain knowledge, talking to your customers or potential customers, and figuring out where the pain is. Okay, so the pain in the market is where the opportunity lies to get the best growth and the biggest growth. If you can open up a new niche that's got a lot of pain attached to it, then if you innovate, that innovation is the painkiller. Okay, so that's going to be the thing that actually drives your business forward, providing you can get the right cost, the right time scale, and the right pack together to get people to buy it. So those are the three areas. Quick recap then: efficiency, the business model that you're using, and innovating. And I'd just like to pause there for a second and actually mention Haroon's Hangout. I'm just going to share a, hopefully. I'm going to pause. Yeah, so what I'm trying to share is Haroon's Hangout advert. So Haroon's Hangout is brought to you by Haroon on Wednesday, every Wednesday. Here we go. Here we go. I'd love you to tune in and watch that. But you can also catch up with it all as well online, as all those shows are on our vlog, and they're all transcribed as well. So if you don't want to listen to them or what. One of the themes of Haroon's Hangout is he has guests on the show, and last week I think you had Laurie Guerreri from Movi on the show.
Yeah, we did. Laurie.
Great work with Movi, so.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a great show. In fact, a lot of what we were talking about was about innovation and doing things differently, and I think it kind of fits in very well with what we're talking about here in terms of trying different things out. You know, because we've said this so many times on this show and all of our other content that people use that word innovation, but they don't actually know what it means, and they don't know how to do it. So we have always preached, I suppose, that it kind of comes down to, like, pushing boundaries or challenging traditions and daring to be different. And particularly Laurie last week was talking about that whole thing about being courageous and wanting to go and to try different things as well. Because a lot of people go, but we've always done it this way, and you go, well, that's not innovation, that's tradition. You've got to challenge that. You've got to break those barriers.
So coming back to the topic, where to find opportunities for business growth, we talked about the three main areas. The thing that's probably not clear is in the business model side of things, there's a huge element of sales and being able to sell what you've got to your clients and your prospective clients. So where do you find those? Do you go to networking events? Do you cold call? Do you email market? What do you think, Haroon?
I think that one thing I've learned is that you can often find opportunities in your current network if you bother to look. So one thing that Ian's taught me from coming to Khemeia is that you can actually look at your current network, and there's a lot of opportunities that are already there, but you just need to kind of make a bit of an effort, a conscious effort, to kind of say, oh, well, that we could work with that person, or that person could do this, and it's really interesting what you can actually find. In terms of networking, I mean, I tend to be very selective with my networking because it's very rare that you're going to find a great business opportunity from a physical networking event. I personally changed the way I do my networking, and it's a bit more through social media. So I like to vet people first online, on Twitter, LinkedIn, or wherever it is, and those people that I think are interesting, I'll then reach out to them, and you might think, all right, well, we've got an opportunity here to do this or that, but also online, you get to develop a bit of an ongoing relationship, just a few messages here and there, you establish a relationship, they're much more open to actually hearing what you've got to say. So those are the two areas that I'd say.
So when I first got started with Khemeia, I did a lot of face-to-face networking. What I found is there are a lot of serial networkers, and they turn up to lots of events, but the amount of referrals you get out of it are pretty minimal, actually. And if they're not minimal, they're low quality. So really, if you're going to grow your business, that's probably not a great place for you. It works for some industries. It doesn't necessarily work for all. In fact, for most, I would say. So, like Haroon, I'm very selective now about the network. But actually, I read a book a good while ago by John Jansch of duct tape marketing called The Referral Engine, and we'll put the links in the show notes. That's a great book about cultivating a network that refers you and how to operate that network. And it's using clients. So we have clients that refer us work, and in fact we talked about one just before the show.
Yeah.
We have trusted partners who refer us work or potential leads, and that works really well. So in the last 2 weeks, we've seen two of those, two more opportunities come through, and both of them look fantastic. The point is, whether it's social media or face-to-face, it's actually generating quality leads, and that's what you're really after. Cut down your sales time. If you improve your marketing, the warm leads that are coming into you should be aligned with what you do, because your trusted network knows what you do and who you are, how you operate, and then when you go and see these people, usually they've been warmed up by the referral, by the lead that passed you in there. So you've got a much better position going in. It doesn't mean you win everything still, and there's always things to learn and always ways to improve. But if you want to generate a sustainable stream of ongoing real contacts, then cultivating your network is a great way to do it, and cultivating referrals from your clients as well is a great way to do it. So a combination of techniques, face-to-face networking. We do use email marketing from time to time, and actually from a volume point of view that's great, but social media seems to be a quicker burn in terms of finding the right lead, and then, like Haroon said, vetting people, having a conversation with them, finding out if they're a good fit for you and you're a good fit for them. What else, Haroon? Any other areas where you think there's opportunity to find business growth?
We've said it all the time, and I do talk about it on my show, and I don't want to hijack this one, but content marketing. So as long as you've got content that solves the pain, like Ian was talking about, for your customers' problems and needs, you know, you're going to be fine. Because what happens is that, I mean, I've found now I get a lot of people contacting me on Twitter or Google Plus particularly, but what they've done is they've looked at my content, they've looked at our videos, they've looked at the blog posts that we do, and that has, you know, intrigued people. That's also backed up what I'm saying, or made people think, oh, Haroon's an interesting person, I think I could do this with him. And now we've actually, I mean, over the past couple of weeks, we've had international opportunities now, haven't we? And
yeah, absolutely.
But if we didn't have the content, but if we didn't have the content in the first place, there would be no opportunity. It'd just be, oh, well, Haroon's a nice guy, or Haroon's a funny guy. Well, I think I'm funny anyway. But you know, but there won't be any opportunity there. But the fact that I have content to balance out the relationship part of it as well, it just enhances. It makes me more appealing to do opportunities with, I think.
No, absolutely, and I think, you know, some of the other things that have happened recently, we've both spoken at events, and those go down really well. So when people see you face to face, I mean, this is a little bit different in that, you know, it's a video hangout, it's online. You can't really talk to us directly, apart from if you want to email us, text us, tweet us, or ask on Facebook, Google Plus, or any of the other methods that we use. Please ask us a question and we'll look to answer it in the following show, okay? So we're very keen on that. We want people to participate. But other than that, there's not that much opportunity to participate. But when we go out and speak at events, then people come up to us and talk to us all the time, and that is a great way of cultivating that relationship. Can be a bit daunting, you know, you're up there on a stage putting forward your ideas and concepts, but we get to see how funny Haroon really is.
I keep getting asked to come back. I must be doing something right.
No, very good, very good. I can't resist I can't resist an opportunity to poke fun myself. So, so I think, you know, that pretty much wraps us up. You need a consistent effort across a number of channels if you're going to scale your business. You need to use social media, content marketing. You need a referral network, absolutely critical, and you need customers referring you in. Stay away from the good old networking clubs. They waste a lot of time, and the number of good quality links that you can make out of them are a lot less than your own existing client base and trusted network. So if you're wondering, well, how do I get a trusted network? Go talk to your accountant, go talk to your lawyer, and see how you can work with them to get referrals. Anything you want to add to that, Haroon? Or are you happy with that summary?
Idea. I think that's a really good practical tip. You know, go talk to your accountant, go talk to your solicitor, go talk to your clients, your existing network. Start there and get social, get on content marketing. Just start it, and don't expect that you're going to get, you know, like 100,000 leads tomorrow. You know, just be consistent and just keep on doing it.
So there is a theme, and the theme is get out there and talk to people. Hope you'll join us to listen to what we've got to say on that topic. I'll be joined by the Major John Stevenson, our very own head of marketing insights at Khemeia Consulting. And at that point, I'd like to leave it there. So thanks a lot, Haroon, for your input today. That's been invaluable.
Thanks for having me.
No, you're very welcome. And I look forward to seeing you later in the week. So thanks a lot for watching. Hope you've got something out of the show, and we'll see you soon.